Good morning to all. Today I am taking the topic about evaluation and diagnostic test. First, we can look at evaluation. Evaluation is a continual and systematic process of assessing values that helps the teacher to know whether the teaching is in tune with the objectives who that diagnoses the strength and weakness of students who. There are three types of evaluation. They are formative, summative, diagnostic. Through formative evaluation is the process by which the achievements of the pupil are judged at every stage of teaching learning process. Whose summative evaluation helps the teacher and pupils to know how far they have succeeded in realizing predetermined objectives. Whose diagnostic evaluation is used to identify the difficulties, disabilities and inadequacies of pupils in a particular subject. Whose test items are evaluation tools. There are three types of test items. They are objective type, short answer type and essay type. So objective type test item is one in which the response need to be objective. There are two types, selection type and supply type. The merit of objective types are it can be scored objectively and easily. The scoring will not vary from time to time and from examiner to examiner. Who then good tool for ensuring coverage. A large amount of study material can be tested in a very short period of time. Reduces the subjective element of the examiner to the minimum. The examiner has no chance to apply his personal likes and dislikes because an objective test item is definite in the response expected and reduces the role of luck and cramming of expected questions. As a result, there is greater reliability and better content validity. Who promotes economy of time. If carefully planned, it can measure the higher mental processes of understanding, application, analysis, prediction, and interpretations. Then the demerits are difficulty in preparing good items. The objective type items are easy to score but difficult to construct. Preparing good items require talent, imagination and effort. Through problem of guessing, correct answers to objective type items can be guessed easily. By increasing the number of options, this limitation can be solved to a great extent. Problem of cheating. Since the answer to an item is limited to a symbol, a letter or at the most a word, it will be easy to copy answers from other scripts. Whose inefficiency in testing complicated skills. Objective type items may be used to evaluate all objectives, but complex skills which may involve the combination and coordination of a set of specific behaviors cannot be efficiently tested with such items. And the last one is high printing cost. Printing cost of an objective type test is considerably greater than that of an essay type test. Next one is short answer type. Through short answer question reduces the subjectivity through indicating the expected answer in the question. For example, the question like, write 3 advantages of hybridization, or indicate the direction of answer. Whose merits of short answer type are it is useful in evaluating the ability to interpret diagram, graph and sketches. It is easy to construct because it measures a relatively simple learning outcome. There is no scope of guessing. It can be made more objective by carefully fixing value points. A relatively large portion of the content can be covered in a test. If carefully prepared, deep-level objectives like understanding, application and problem-solving skills can be evaluated, and demerits are it is more subjective than the objective type of items. Mechanical scoring is not possible because of the subjectivity involved. Its excessive use may encourage a student to memorize facts and develop poor study habits. And the next one is essay type. Through an essay type items, the examinee should write descriptively on a topic. It is a free response type test item. This includes discussion, illustration, enumeration, analysis, and evaluation. Merits of essay type are that it is easy to prepare and administer. The possibility of guesswork can be eliminated. Should they reduce chance of on-the-spot copying? Should they promote originality and creative thinking? Then demerits are they are subjective in nature. If the same answer is evaluated by more than one examiner, Normally the marks allotted will vary widely. Such questions require a lot of time to answer. Students are encouraged to read cheap notes and ready-made answers instead of trying to gain knowledge through self-study. More stress is on memorization rather than reflective thinking. Since the number of items is limited, there is an element of chance. This leads to selective study on the part of the students, which is not desirable. The essay type examinations do not possess sufficient validity or reliability. You hope you all understand the topic clearly. Next one is diagnostic test. A special type of test that are devised to find out the weakness of students are called diagnostic test. Even though achievement test has some diagnostic value, a diagnostic test differs from it. In achievement test, the range of difficulty level is much wider. Questions ranges from easy to very difficult as its purpose is to grade students and help to discriminate them. In a diagnostic test, the questions are mostly of low difficulty level as the purpose of it is to locate their weakness and limitations. There is no time limit in diagnostic test as in achievement test. In an achievement test, questions are often arranged of random whereas in a diagnostic test, questions are clustered around learning points which in turn are sequenced from simple to complex. The stages of preparation for diagnostic test includes planning, identification of area of difficulty through question-wise analysis chart, writing items, providing directions, preparing the scoring key and marking scheme, reviewing and editing the test, diagnostic analysis. So, first we can look at planning. In planning, normally a diagnostic test is prepared after administering an achievement test. The tester must carefully plan the diagnostic test to identify the exact weakness of students. Planning of the diagnostic test involves the identification of area of difficulty, deciding the number of questions to be asked, and what type of test items to use. In identification of area of difficulty through question-wise analysis chart, the question-wise analysis chart is a two-way grid in which students' name is listed in the vertical axis whereas question number is listed on horizontal axis. The response for each question can be marked against each student's name as X for wrong answers and for right answers. The analysis chart helps in locating the questions which are made wrong by the majority students. In writing items, there is no importance to difficulty of test items since the items are intended to identify the weakness of pupils. Preparation of specific response to test items is essential. Item should have simple language for easy comprehension. Normally, objective type test items or very short answer test items are used in a diagnostic test. In providing direction, clear directions should be given to a diagnostic test. There is no time limit for a diagnostic test. The directions must aware the students that the test is not intended to measure the achievement of students, but to identify the weak areas of the pupil. Student preparing the scoring key and marking scheme. The answer book must be scored based on a prepared scoring key and marking scheme. It will help the teacher to identify the deviations in the answers of each student from correct response. Student reviewing and editing the test. Through revision of test items is necessary before administering the test. The test must enable the teacher to identify the difficulty of the student's student diagnostic analysis. Diagnostic analysis must be done based on the scores of students. Identifying the questions from which the students cannot answer is important in finding out the difficulties. In remedial teaching, it is followed by diagnostic testing. After locating the exact problem of students, the teacher must plan the difficulty area accordingly. Remedial learning activities are to be more interesting and suitable to the mental level of each learner. In some schools, there is a special period to conduct remedial teaching. However, remedial teaching is a procedure carried on in the normal classroom teaching learning process. So we discusses about evaluation, test items and diagnostic test. Hope you understand it. Thank you.